Committee of the Whole, yes, sir. Just let me know when you're ready. Call to order the regular Committee of the Whole meeting. Can we please begin with roll call?
Councilmember Seeley.
Here.
Connell.
Here.
Shemmers.
Here.
Obrin.
Here.
Mussman.
Here.
Kern.
Here. All right. Jason Kraft for the first item.
Yeah, I'm going to cover down. He
Okay.
is a little under weather, but I think he also has softball, so I don't know how he's going to pull it. So,
That sounds like under the weather.
So, couple things. So, kind of focus your minds on 4th Street as you're heading down, going north to south on 4th Street, and really start to look around 4th Avenue North as you come around the bend and start heading down. So that's where we're going to focus today. And the discussion, it kind of came out of also with BNS's move, being able to have some parking on the side of the central fire station, because right now people do park, but there's not really any space.
I always park there, yeah.
But like the tow trucks in the park, you got to go out in the lane. So we basically did a study and took a look at what would it be if we actually could reduce some of those lanes and then allow for actually permanent parking that would be in there. I'm stalling for you.
I thought you were doing great.
Yeah. So, but I just want to kind of get in the background how this started, and so we're really looking from a big segment on 4th Street to basically optimize those folks coming down using that one way, but then also optimize parking on either side and allow enough room, or on certain sides.
There's going to be a bike trail area?
Yes. Well, that was like the best part. No.
Sorry. Will there have to be those little things sticking up out of the road that have
Ballards.
Yeah.
Do you want there to be?
No.
No.
Will
No
there
ballards.
be? They're removed them.
We haven't really decided.
Okay.
No, there's going to be a buffer space, so
Where do you want me to start? Where do you want me to start?
Huh?
Where do you want me to start?
You can just start with that first one there. Yeah, so kind of like Matt was saying, there's a lot of right-of-way in that road. We got 3 lanes, and there's, we have highways out there. They don't have 3 lanes. So this is a traffic calming measure. We're going to drop it down to 2 lanes. There's going to be a turn lane coming off of when you get to 2nd Avenue South, you have a left-hand turn lane there. And the whole goal is to make this segment of road multimodal and to maintain a consistent cross-section throughout the road. So right now, the lanes kind of meander a little bit, but by doing this, we'll carry these 2 lanes from 2nd Avenue South continuously without deviation all the way down to the intersection by Schmitty's there at 8th,
Yep.
11th.
Yep.
Thank you. So not only will we continue one consistent cross-section, but we'll provide parking where parking is already provided. So at the fire station, at the plastic shop, at the dental and Howes and Jeffries, I believe, are right there. So they'll still all have the parking that they currently have, so that's not going anywhere. And then there'll be the bike lane that'll run down the road as well. And then we have a future project that I'm working on right now that will eventually the bike lane will transition to an off-road bike lane.
So is this going to restripe after a micro?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So this is a real easy fix, or very easy project. We're not doing any major overhauls. The road was already going to be microsurfaced, so this is just going to be repainted. Well, I mean, it has to be repainted anyways.
Yep.
So, kind of like I talked about at one of the previous times I was up here, things like this are very easy ways to install bike lanes.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Does this help also in review of maybe the lights at the intersection by Smitty's, which have arrows going every which way, even though if you're going the opposite direction, they're also going opposite direction?
Yeah,
green arrows
the traffic lights are being considered. So
Okay.
they'll be that comes along in with all the restriping, because you got to change. Go from 3 lanes to 2 lanes, and kind of like we've done elsewhere.
That's a very interesting intersection.
Yeah. Yep.
We've eliminated a lot of stoplights along there, like the one at 2nd Avenue. Is that even worth having there anymore, that stoplight?
I don't really have an answer for you right now. I don't know the traffic counts.
I don't find it to be worthwhile.
Interesting concept.
Yeah. Well, it saves a lot of money when we don't have to maintain those. And that one is particularly old.
Yeah.
So you mentioned off-road path, bike path. When you say off-road, are you meaning the future project is
behind the back of curb.
behind the back.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. If you, I think one of the plan sets that Jason has on there, you can see where the lane will transition. I believe it's at 8th Avenue South.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to the bottom, sorry, guys.
There's
It's catching up.
This goes through, what's the project time?
the project timeline on this. I'm not. It might be in the report. I believe. I'm not 100% sure. I don't believe it'll be this year, unless Matt knows otherwise.
I thought this was one of the roads getting.
Is this not getting
No,
microservice
it's
this year?
getting done this year.
It
Yeah,
is
it's
this
sorry,
year.
yeah.
I'm a little slow, I'm
Yes.
kind of.
No, yeah, sorry.
Because we have,
thought it was,
we
yeah.
have 6th Avenue, excuse me, 5th Avenue South, we have 6th Avenue South getting resurfaced.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna have 4th Street, so it all gets done at the same time, and then we'll be doing, sorry.
Yep, yeah.
I was trying to find,
Does it get resurfaced further up north of 2nd Avenue South, Matt, or is the resurfacing in there?
no, I think it's.
I believe it's just this segment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But at some point, potentially in the future, when we are to resurface further to the north, we would hopefully look to
It would,
continue-
you would pull it all together.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a transition point at 2nd Avenue.
Yeah. But that's where it's going to stay 3 lanes, and we'll make that far left lane a
Turn
left-hand
lane.
turn only.
Yep, yep.
So then we'll continue 2 lanes of traffic.
Get rid of that stoplight and we'll be golden.
And if you guys, as you travel on South 4th Street, because I do that a lot,
Can't have a left turn lane and no traffic light,
What?
can you?
It's a one-way.
is
You could.
Yeah.
just draw your attention to Housing Jeffries here is, I don't know if you've ever been there at any time point of the day when there's deliveries and other people, you cannot open your door because it's oncoming traffic.
Yep.
So this actually provides a safety element because we're going to go into the sidewalk a bit. See, cut that back so now they can have their normal parking, but then the bikes can be riding right alongside here. So as the traffic flows, they're even further away now from those parked cars that are open their doors. Just got to watch out for the bikers as they go
Yeah.
by.
So you just knock a biker out
Yeah.
once or twice instead of taking your door off, right?
Yeah, yes.
Well, there's a little setback with the bike lane.
Yeah.
Is the same thing happening where we're taking part of the curb by the fire station?
I don't think.
No, at fire station we don't need to because
There's
there's
3
enough
lanes
room.
there
So
and-
at the fire station, this is actually pretty cool. So we're gonna, because over here with the trophy house shop and this, they're basically now is gonna be space enough to park as well as a 2-lane with the bike still to go through. Because
Okay.
right now it's still a little tight with the 3 lanes with people that are pull there, especially if it's a lot of times, and Karen can attest to this, it'll be big trucks coming in to get permits. And they're parking there, which we need them to, but you have no room. And if you have somebody that you're cruising next to, you don't have any room to adjust. So that'll fix that issue there.
One question I had, oh boy, that mic is hot. One question I had is at 3 o'clock or 3:15 in front of Prince of Peace when we've got backup of traffic there.
They'll still have the same amount of parking they've always had there.
Okay,
So that's not changing at all.
It does back up around.
There isn't any parking there currently except for in the
They have
the loading lane, right?
They only have a small loading
It's
lane
just a
on
small
the
loading.
There's no
south end of
parking on that side, on either
Should
side
that
of the
be a
road.
dedicated turn lane for when that backs up instead of parking? Because it's not parking now, right?
There's only a delivery lane, basically, right? Or actually, it's a
Because they
handicap
do. They
accessible
literally
drop
go all
off
the
to the
way
church,
around
is
the-
what it was.
They go
Yeah.
all the way around the block.
Because there's 3 lanes in front of the school there, but no parking on either side.
Maybe if we have parking on the
Right.
one side and still have a dedicated backup lane for.
The cutout is only for the handicap accessible.
Right,
for
it's
the
not
church.
very large either.
Yeah.
Right.
Could it be cut out farther?
Yep. Like we're
I
going to
don't
do.
I mean,
I
maybe
think
maybe
it would.
look at while we're doing this project if it.
I don't think you'd be able to do it during this project. It'd have to be on
Maybe
a
we
larger
should just
project.
scope out when they're picking up to make sure we got it the way we need it.
Yeah, you want to keep the kids safe, you know?
Yeah.
I wonder if they don't have any parking on 4th because they walk the kids across the street for the park, and they don't want any
Oh, that could
blind
be.
spots.
Oh.
They have a
They are.
signal there though, that they use.
But that's a good point,
That's a good
though.
point.
Yeah.
To jump between cars and stuff.
Well, we can think about this
Yep.
before we.
It doesn't
decide on
have to be
strike it.
parking on that side of the road. It could be
just-
only a loading
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 Lane,
lane.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Maybe we should check with Prince of Peace.
you know you just put a yellow curb there or
Do
whatever.
you know anyone on
however
the
you do
board
it.
there? Or?
I don't know anybody on the board,
either. Yeah.
but
I'll ask tomorrow night.
it's possible.
Yeah.
well, I'm just thinking like if we're doing this, that, I mean, I realize it's only at, 3 o'clock in the afternoon for that, 20 minutes, but if we can figure out, let's call it a safer, issue. Maybe it's just taking out some curb and making the turn, because they're not picking up the kids on that side of the street. They're driving
going
around
around.
and driving on, what is it, 4th, and then picking them up there.
Yeah.
Check. And maybe with the park there, maybe they're, I don't know. We'll figure it out. It'll be easy enough.
The idea is that let's consider that, when we're doing that particular block.
Yep.
Yeah.
As you can see too, it's about $5,000, which we're going to use from the pavement management for this, so it's not added cost for this. That's mainly for the 500 block of 4th Street to do that.
Okay.
But the rest is already planned in the budget for the microsurveying, and then we're telling them where to do the lines, right, Mr. Zane?
Yeah.
Bike lane here. So
Cool.
And what I recommend is we get this to motion forward, and then we'll come back to you and we'll have a
with
discussion
that
with
little
principal.
piece.
Yep.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Thank you, Zane.
Thanks, Zane.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion?
He almost did too good of a job.
I do want to follow up on that stoplight. Nobody listened.
There was
I
a,
agree with you.
there was a,
I also agree the other intersections.
there's a,
Right
Yeah.
here, Councilor
Yep.
Decision.
so
Wait, that was the first part.
that was the first part. There's a 1 and a 2.
Part 2.
Oh, the other part's very important.
Yes.
Truck route.
Yep.
Yep.
So, do we want to consider the motion that was made
Just for one.
just for number
Yeah.
1 and
Yep.
then do?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So we have a motion and a second for the number 1, the South 4th Street restriping. Is there any other discussion on that?
I would like to put the caveat in with the intersection looked at. I know they're going to be looked at, but to make the intersection looked at for the lights.
Yep.
If needed, as well as the
Yeah.
city lights.
Maybe they can provide you guys some information or
Yeah.
back on that.
Jason always
Kinda-
watches because any ones he can actually take out,
I
he
think
does.
that's
if
one
safe.
of them.
But we'll do
Okay.
that. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
POP and lights.
All right. Any other discussion on that? Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Schemmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes?
Messman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
All right. Now number 2.
This is a long time coming.
So we'd like to, you my Jason Kraft voice. The purpose of this is basically to prohibit truck traffic on South 19th Street from 15th Avenue South to South Bluff Boulevard. And then South Bluff Boulevard from manufacturing to South 19th. So Harts Mill Road from 16th Avenue South to South 19th Street. So you guys all tracking on that?
Yep.
Gotcha. So basically, as you guys knew, just did Harts Mill Road by Nestle there, which was a great RISE grant, another dollars pulled in there for that. And basically, they should only drive on those restricted routes. We probably have heard, and so probably as JD, every excuse in the book about their GPS takes them a different route. I don't care. We need to get them to do that because we don't need them driving in our neighborhoods. And then this will also be a focused area on more additional signage, more different street striping if needed, just to get them to where they need to flow and go to the right place. And so we feel with these prohibiting this, then it gives the CPD the authority to then be over there, to monitor, to then enforce it, and encourage them to use the truck routes that they need to. So,
And we're going to put up some nice signs that catch attention.
yep. Especially for trucks at that height so they can see them.
Well, I know. Get something that like flashes or
It's
something.
no, seriously. I mean, you
Yeah.
can get them with
I mean, we
the
have some of those that are
flashers,
solar
yeah.
powered or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
All the signage in the world is great. All the flashing lights are great.
But
But in the end, you still get truck drivers running under the rail bridge in Davenport by 97X.
Yeah, that's true.
But the thing is there any way to get Google to change their routing or any of the trucking software out there to
I will find
update
out.
the routing? Because
Find out. Yep.
this day and age, the younger truck drivers instead of the older truck drivers go by GPS.
It's a very good question, is like if a city could actually put in
Update
that
what their
these,
truck routes
yep,
are?
and say you cannot be here, and then they add that to the map.
That's
Just like we do when they're supposed to when bridges are out over the rivers.
Yeah, because a lot of them,
Yeah.
have trucking software, and that's what they go by.
Okay, we'll look at that, definitely.
Route planners.
Yep.
You'll have $1 million question for the Highway 30 group.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Because
Yeah,
that's an issue with Highway 30 as well.
Yeah.
because it doesn't route them there.
Because it doesn't.
It routes them around to DeWitt. Yep, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, it
okay.
does.
Interesting.
We're not on the map for Google.
Okay.
For driving, for truck driving.
Okay.
Interesting.
So we'll have signage right at where Harts Mill starts by Windsor, and then
Yep.
on South 19th.
And if you remember too, so we actually have some signage dollars in the Go bond that we have. It's for wayfinding. We think we might be able to leverage some of those dollars for these signs too, so we don't have to come up
They
with
shouldn't
additional
cost
funds.
too much,
No,
should they?
no.
It's wayfinding.
Yeah, it's definitely wayfinding.
Yeah.
Because that'll help other elements of our signage as well.
And
Finding a
then
new
you were
way.
saying by 19th Avenue South, about where the roundabout goes.
Yep.
There's going to, when you go around that roundabout and you go left, I think that's Cops Market or whatever that
Yep,
used to
yep.
be years ago. You go back up in there and then you make another left, there's businesses.
Yeah.
Back up in there. So they're going to be allowed to go up that far to get back to that
I
business?
believe so.
Local deliveries only,
Yeah.
you should say.
Yeah.
Because you've
Well-
got
Yep.
the machine shop back over there. You
Right.
got Clausen's back there.
Right.
I mean, it'd be local. Yeah.
And we'd originally talked
No,
about
we
the
don't.
roundabout.
We,
not
no,
having-
no trucks on that road
Yeah.
whatsoever.
You
Right.
No,
We got businesses
you
that are-
can't
that are
do that.
trucking
And
companies
you're
back
allowed
there.
to go 5 miles off any major interstate.
Yeah, they're
You're gonna
gonna
have to
federal.
use a little
You're
bit
gonna
of
tell them
that.
to move.
We want them to use the Mill Creek to Harts Mill.
How do you get?
You can't
No,
get to
No,
it.
you
He's
don't. You
talking-
can't use.
Oops.
That's not a truck route. Go to the map.
It's talking South 21st, like where
Go back over to
Beckwith
where-
is and stuff.
Beckwith and Clausen and the old 7G building is all at.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Right there.
Yeah, they've got to be able to get to that.
Yeah.
So you have to keep coming.
Well,
you
they
have to
can
use
go
South
from
19th.
manufacturing.
You got to come off manufacturing to South 19th to get to the South 21st. Yeah.
So, I mean, if you
Yep.
you could come off.
They use South 21st. But you got to
Yeah,
come
they're
off
South
manufacturing.
21st.
Yeah, you can
So,
come off
if you-
manufacturing. Yeah.
Yeah, so the red is actually
So-
truck route. Blue, no truck route. So Long Harts Mill Road.
So
And we
you're
want to go
saying
over.
if they're coming this
Off of 19th, right
Yeah,
there on
right
19th,
there.
where the roundabout is. If you go up just that first intersection where
Yep.
21st starts and comes
Yep.
around.
Yep, and so it starts right above that.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so so you're not.
Yeah.
Oh, well then they can still get in and out of there.
Yep.
Okay.
I think I can get in there a little
Yeah,
bit.
because
Then that doesn't matter.
That's not what under the purpose paragraph, it says South Boulevard from manufacturing drive to South 19th Street. It doesn't include that little piece.
right
here?
Yeah, so that, in our little purpose statement there, that includes that little
Yep.
piece, so that.
it needs to be corrected.
So, yeah, basically we're saying is if you hit the roundabout and you're a big truck, you can come up here north and then you can hang west to go down through here.
And take
Yeah,
your
and
delivery and
that's-
head out. Okay.
That's
Yeah.
the way
Yeah,
they
that-
usually flow to go to
I think it just, the chart's right.
It's just the verbiage?
Yep, we'll get the verbiage right. Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I like this plan. I'll make a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion?
You're gonna enforce this?
Can we
What
have
happened
roll,
to Pat?
Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Shemmers. Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Matt, 2B.
Or not to be, that is the question. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. City Administrator Matt Brooke. Good to be here. So the first I just want to bring up is, just recently we watched a lot of the legislation pieces be passed. One of those was, we no longer can say it, but I'm going to say it out loud, multi-res, because multi-res is now just considered residential. The old phrase multi-res meant 3 apartments or more was a multi-res. Now we just have to say it's residential, okay? So the reason we're here today is we're actually, and Anita and Elisa survived today. We had like almost a 2-hour conference with Nathan and Jenna from Allers and Cooney, which was really good. But basically we're talking about right now, as of today, we have a couple different things that we offer that you don't even have to do a development agreement, okay? So we have single-family homes that anywhere in the city could get up to $75,000 of their increase of their assessed value. They could get that for abated. We also have single-family houses that are in the blighted area. You could build it or you could fix it, get 100% abatement on any of those improvements. The third one we currently have is multi-residential can get 5 years, 100%. And where that came into play was like the Landing, Valley Bluff as well. So what we're just here today is, now that multi-res has been taken away by the state, we want to recommend keeping residential units 3 or more, that ability to provide 100% 5-year tax abatement for those. Case in point, the mayor's dream comes true in 13th Avenue North. We get a bunch of townhomes that come in and apartments that could be used for that incentive without doing a development agreement.
Now, this doesn't change how their tax after the incentive
No,
is
completely
done.
different. Their tax
Okay.
after incentive is going to be 56% now.
But
instead
just
of
whatever the state mandates.
Yes.
Yep.
Right.
And what, for those still hanging with us, is, so instead of paying 71% on a rollback of taxes instead of 100% property taxes, they were paying 71. That now drops to 56%, which is the same as residential. Commercial remains at 90% rollback.
Yep.
So what we're bringing you today is basically through the urban revite program that we currently already have, is in these distinct areas, which is the downtown River Lions that we just created as well. I almost said recreated for that. And we just gave some other examples, but I want to make sure, Miss Anita, is that all tracking with what you're with? Miss Lisa, is that all tracking? So that's, we just want to keep it in place, and then we'll keep monitoring, but these are rules that you guys put in place. So if we're seeing success with them, we keep them going, but if we're not, then we can adjust those. So we just want to keep the formerly known Singer as multi-residential.
So this is a benefit to developers or
Yes.
to someone redoing a property.
Yep.
This still allows us to provide that incentive we've been providing, basically.
Yep. And the two really good examples are Landing and Valley Bluff. This is my opinion. I wasn't here at the beginning of Landing, only the end, and then I was here with Valley Bluff. That's what made those deals finalized, was the ability they could go for 5 years without those taxes, but then they come on the tax rolls for that.
But actually, their taxes are gonna drop from 70-some%
Yes.
down to 56%. So,
Yep.
I mean,
And you
that's-
could
that's
see maybe
another-
possible development agreements too, because instead of having, specifically what we're talking about is if they just are building and everything's private, okay? We're not talking in the same vein as if a developer comes in and wants to do multi-residential, formerly known, and they want to put in public infrastructure, then what we would do is parlay that into a development agreement and work with them to then pay back for those public pieces. This is strictly an abatement for 5 years for just what they do on the buildings.
Okay.
Could we get like an annual update, or could that be part of your normal format, just because now we are kind of taking it over, if you will, just for the current and future councils to know how it's working?
Oh,
Or if it
heck yeah.
needs to be tweaked? or-
No, I think we should. I think probably it should be looked at every year as we get into, the CIP and the budget season, just to say, hey,
Right.
sanity check, this is what's currently going on. We had these 3 projects, they fall under this. And we're actually going to make a smart sheet chart too that you guys can have reference to and just open it up and be
So,
like,
Matt, is this only here before us because the multi-res is basically gone and we just have to change the
Yeah, we gotta
terminology?
comply.
exactly.
Oh, okay. Well, that was a very intense presentation for something like that.
All we're eliminating is multi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was waiting for the kicker or something.
All right.
All right.
We have a motion to move this forward?
I'll make the motion.
Second. All right. We have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Shemmers.
Yes.
Oben.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
All right. Matt, take it
Awesome.
away.
So we have thank you, Your Honor, we have a disposition of 832nd 11th Avenue South. So we basically got this on a tax certificate. It's bare ground. It is a buildable lot. The son of the adjacent owner, Mike Dietrich, reached out and submitted an offer for $500 to purchase the property. Basically, it's his is a non-conforming lot, so by merging these together, it'll make it conforming. But if you look at the lots down there, there's 25-foot ones, there's 30-foot ones, there's 50-foot ones. It's all crazy. But we feel at this point we'd like to recommend to the council after discussion that we put this out and have a public hearing for it. So then if anybody else, because it is a buildable lot, others could actually bid on it, unlike if it was non-buildable. But we would like to see this return to the tax rolls, and we don't have to mow it, and they can incorporate it. And he's got some plans as well to remove the trees and then put a fence up and add a garage a few years down the road.
So then he'd be merging it with his father's lot? I
You
would
betcha. Yep.
assume, Since
Yep.
he's putting the garage
Yep,
up?
exactly.
I would make the motion.
Okay.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any other discussion? All right. Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Shemmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
All right. Updates. Councilmember Seeley, anything?
No.
Councilmember Connell?
Nope.
Councilmember Shemmers? City Watch, 8:17, Saturday night. I got to promote it. I'm on once a month, right? So,
5.9 on your dial.
Make sure he has his tie on.
Councilmember Oberon.
Nothing, thanks.
Councilmember Mussman.
Nothing.
Councilmember Kearns.
Nope, I'm good, thanks.
All right.
Hottest and latest topic.
Okay. We are adjourned.
I had to look
First time.
Hey, I gave him the opportunity. All right. Does anybody need a